day be blessed above all others, the day when you cease to forget my existence and come to tell me.
First, let me thank you for humbling that arrogant fop with your sword yesterday, because he's a man whom a certain great lord, infatuated with me,
Indeed.
was trying to impose on me as a husband.
Only for the sake of form. Well, I'm happy to know that I fought not only for my ugly nose, but for your beautiful eyes.
And then, I wanted to tell you, but before I make my confession, give me time to see you again as I did in the past, when I thought of you almost as my brother. We used to play together in the park, beside the lake.
Yes, you came to Bergerac every summer.
You used a reed for a sword in those days.
And you used corn soap to make hair for your dolls.
We played all sorts of games.
And ate blackberries before they were ripe.
You always did, whatever I wanted.
You weren't yet known as Roxanne. In church course, you were still known as Magdalene.
Was I pretty then?
You weren't that way.
Sometimes you came to me with your hand bleeding from some accident. I acted as if I was your mother, trying to make my voice stern. What's this, I'd say? Have you hurt yourself again? Oh, even now, you've done it again. No, let me see. You're still hurting yourself at your age. What did you do this time?
I was playing again at Porte de Nissa.
Give me that hand.
You still mother me.
While I washed away this blood, I want you to describe to me what happened. How many were against you?
Oh, not quite 100.
Tell me about it.
No, never mind. Tell me what you couldn't bring yourself to say just now.
Yes, I can say it now that the past has returned to encourage me. Here it is. I'm in love with someone.
Ah!
Someone who doesn't know. Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
But he will know soon.
Mm-hmm.
He's a poor man who till now has loved me timidly, from a distance, without daring to say anything.
Ah!
Let me keep your hand. It feels feverish. But I've seen a confession of love trembling on his lips.
Mm-hmm.
And so it happens, cousin, that he's a member of your regiment.
Ah!
In fact, he's a cadet in your company.
Ah!
His face shines with wit and intelligence. He's proud, noble, young, fearless, handsome.
Handsome?
What is it? What's the matter?
Nothing. It's just a twinge of pain from this little scratch.
Well, I love him, even though I've never seen him anywhere but the theater.
You've never spoken to each other?
Only with our eyes.
Then how do you know he loves you?
Under the linden trees of the Place Royal, people gossip. Talkative acquaintances have told me.
You say he's a cadet?
Yes, in the guards.
His name?
Baron Christian de Neuvillette.
Neuvillette? There's no cadet by that name.
There is now. He began serving this morning, under Captain Carbon de Castel-Jaloux.
You've lost your heart so quickly, but my poor girl. You're so fond of fine words and gracious wit. What if he should be proved to be an uncultured savage?
Impossible. He has the hair of one of D'Urfey's heroes.
His speech may be as crude as his hair is elegant.
No, there's a delicacy in everything he says. I feel it.
Yes, all words are delicate when they come from the lips adorned with a shapely mustache. But what if he is a fool?
Then I'll die. Are you satisfied?
You brought me here to tell me this? I confess I don't quite understand.
It's because someone terrified me yesterday by telling me that most of you in your company are Gascons, and
that we always provoke a duel with any newcomer who gains favor of being admitted among us without being Gascon? Is that what you were told?
Yes, you can imagine how I trembled for him when I heard it.
And with good reason.
But when I saw you yesterday, great and invincible, punishing that scoundrel and holding all those brutes at bay, I said to myself, everyone fears him if he was willing to...
Very well, I'll protect your little baron.
Oh, I knew you would. I've always had such tender affection for you.
Yes, yes.
You'll be his friend?
I will.
And he'll never have a duel?
No, I promise.
I knew I was right to like you so much, and now I must go. But you haven't told me about your battle last night. It must have been incredible. Tell him to write to me.
Yes, yes.
Oh, tell him to write. 100 men. You'll tell me about it some other time. I can't stay now. 100 men. What courage.
Oh, I've done better since.
And now, Christian.
And now, Roxanne. Tell me why you've traveled to the appalling roads, infested with lawless soldiers, in order to join me here.
Because of your letters.
What?
It's your fault if I'm in danger. Your letters made me lose my reason. You've written to many of them in the last month, each more beautiful than the one before.
Do you mean that because of a few love letters?
Yes, you can't know. I've adored you since the evening when under my window you began to reveal your soul to me in a voice I'd never heard you use before. And when I read your letters, it was like hearing that same voice. I could feel its tenderness enveloping me. Finally, I had to come to you, no matter what danger. Penelope wouldn't have calmly stayed home with her grieving if Ulysses had written to her as you've written to me. She would have become as ardent as Helen of Troy, thrown her work aside and gone off to join him. But I read your letters over and over until I began to feel faint. I knew I belonged to you totally. Each page was like a petal falling from your soul, and every word I felt the flame of a powerful, sincere love.
Powerful and sincere? Did you really feel that way in my letters, Roxanne?
Oh, yes.
And so you came?
I had to. I'm yours, Christian, but I know you would lift me up if I tried to kneel before you, so I'm placing my soul at your feet, and it will always remain there. I've come to ask you to forgive me, and now is the time to ask for forgiveness, since we may be about to die, for having insulted you in my frivolity, by first loving you only because you were handsome.
Oh, Roxanne.
Later, when I became a little less frivolous, I was like a bird hopping before taking flight, held back by your handsome face and drawn forward by your soul. I then loved you for both of them together.
And now?
Your true self has prevailed over your outer appearance. I now love you for your soul alone.
Oh, Roxanne.
I know how painful it is for a noble heart to be loved because of an accident of nature that will soon pass away, but you can be happy now. Your thoughts outshine your face. Your handsomeness was the first attraction to me, but now that my eyes are open, I no longer see it.
Oh.
Do you still doubt your victory?
Roxanne.
I understand you can't believe in that kind of love.
I don't want it. I want to be loved simply for...
What women have always loved you till now? Let me love you in a better way.
No, it was better before.
You don't know what you're saying. It's better now. I didn't really love you before. It's what makes yourself that I now love. If you were less handsome...
Enough!
I'd still love you if you suddenly became ugly.
Oh, don't say that.
I will say it.
Even if I were ugly?
Yes, even if you're ugly. I swear I'd still love you.
My God.
Now are you happy?
Yes.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I must go and say a few words to someone. It'll only take a minute.
But...
My love has taken away from those poor men. Go and smile at them a little, since they are about to die.
Dear Christian...
Oh.